Hey everyone, ready for some drama? What began as a routine court appearance for Diddy reportedly descended into chaos when claims surfaced that his lawyer disclosed something utterly surprising and shocking.
HIV, like having like a lot of work.
Oh yeah, let's just go down and have that whole room of his game.
When those claims came to light, Diddy didn't behave like the composed mogul we're familiar with. Sources report he broke down, allegedly saying, "They dragged me. They set me up." Those close to the situation observed he appeared nearly in tears. Jaguar Wright hints this could be because he's beginning to grasp that the truth about him is finally surfacing.
You know, everything he does with everyone else, it's for money, but he's just with you. He's with you, right? And there's no money exchange, so that makes this special. Not at all. Not at all.
Hold on, Jack. Doesn't it make sense though?
No, it really doesn't make sense, especially when you see your so-called straight boyfriend now doing gay parties and saying that's only for money.
Wow.
And letting men go down on him for extra, but it's only for money.
Allegedly.
Okay?
His attorney told the world basically like, yes, Diddy is a swinger. He can't just go out into a swinging party. He may have to hire people to come into his world to do those swingers things.
A swingers party with as many different people as he had at those parties. And understand this, these sessions that he's talking about swinging, there were multiple men. It wasn't just one-on-one action, and I don't know why they're all lying about it. Like they're all lying through that. But anybody who doesn't want to see that, well, then that's just on them.
Let's go back to the start. Diddy has been dodging allegations for months, lawsuits, rumors, wild party stories, and until now, he managed to shrug most of it off. But this feels different. If the reports are accurate, particularly regarding something as serious as HIV, it's no longer just gossip, it's reality. Unsurprisingly, the streets lit up immediately. Then things got even more complicated. Amid the court drama, an old birthday party video with Meek Mill reportedly surfaced, and it wasn't the kind of celebration anyone expected. Some claim it seemed more like an initiation into Diddy's darker, twisted world.
Man,
you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. I'm proud of you. I love you.
Here's the backstory. Diddy reportedly threw Meek Mill a lavish birthday party at the Parisian Palace in Las Vegas, $25,000 at night, coinciding with Mayweather's big fight weekend. The guest list was pure A-list, but leaked details are shocking. Matching outfits, lingerie dancers moving like chess pieces, and even a naked woman allegedly displayed as a sushi platter. By the end of the night, insiders say the mansion was trashed, broken bottles, used condoms, blood-stained sheets, and scattered substances everywhere. Then, viral audio allegedly recorded that night surfaced. While YouTube can't host it due to policy, it's widely available online. Some claim it captured Diddy and Mika's in a compromising scenario, sending the internet into a frenzy. Meek Mill immediately denied it, calling the audio fake and AI generated to ruin him, stating, "My voice is so powerful as a black man from the ghetto. They want it gone. I'm under control of no human." Strong words, yet doubt persisted. Speculation ran rampant. Some suggested a Diddy bodyguard secretly recorded it. Others pointed fingers at Meek's ex, Nicki Minaj. Jaguar Wright even alleged Nicki paid someone to leak it. Later, Nicki joked on a podcast that Meek thrives on controversy and welcomes drama. Coincidence? Fans weren't convinced. Gandeal even claimed there were blood-stained sheets on the beds that night.
What happened was that Diddy had rented a mansion out for Meek Mill's birthday party, and he had rented it for like $25,000. I remember we rented one of Cher's mansion out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the day he had fired his cook, but that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? It was me, Wolf, Mace, was Ock staying there? No, it was just me, Wolf, Mace, Puff, and there was one other person staying in the mansion. But anyway, long story short is that They came recently. This happened a long time ago, but they recently just made a statement that they found loads of cocaine. I wonder what they did with the cocaine, because they didn't turn it over to the police. They said they found loads of cocaine, razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms. And it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place. So I know they got hit with another bill on top of that $25,000 and the different deposits they had to put down, clean up and all this other stuff. It was crazy. It was one of the property managers, they had rented out a mansion. I heard about that whole story.
Here's the connection. Industry insiders like Jaguar Wright and Gan Deal have long alleged that Diddy personally filmed these wild parties. Reportedly, he kept cameras running non-stop and used the footage as leverage against anyone who crossed him. Some claims even suggest there were over 250 hidden recorders strategically placed throughout his mansion.
People probably believe that, you know, they just want to know, and the government want to know what things those people were doing on those tapes and who was doing shit on those tapes. Because I heard they found like 250 cameras or something like that.
That's what they say. They said they found a lot of cameras.
Right.
There's a lot of rumors about him recording some of these parties, and he's using a lot of this stuff for blackmail, like a lot of celebrities, even as far as politicians. You know, I think even Little Rod said that Diddy had every room taped and bugged.
Right. Well, in his affidavit or his deposition that he gave to the courts, he said every room was bugged, and that he did have tapes and information on a lot of different celebrities and people in the music business, people that were in politicians, and like I said, in other platforms, people that was in the ministry. Allegedly.
Oh, that's crazy. Now, if the feds got their hands on these tapes, you could very well see like a domino effect of shit coming down on everybody.
It depends on what's on the tapes. You know what I'm saying?
Now, after the trial verdict, Gene claims the feds have had to cover everything up.
So I want to go back to the comments you made earlier about these tapes, and I want you to give more clarity. So you believe they only got Puffy because they want these tapes. What do you think is on these tapes?
Bro, you gotta realize you got people like Prince Harry. Prince Harry was at a Diddy party. You got some of the same Universal executives. Diddy made it cool for, I'm just gonna say it like this, man, whites to hang out with the hood dude. Dude from the hood, he made it cool and safe for them to hang out with the white executives. They used them for that. They used them enough, whereas that now you got white executives doing Diddy-like parties. Remember the dude from, what's that, Frantic? The clothing line, the sports line? They was mad because they didn't get invites to his party because he was doing white parties, doing parties like Diddy. Now I ain't talking about the off party part of it, but I'm just saying he was doing those parties, and everybody, there was rappers, or I think Stephen A. Smith said something about he was upset that he didn't get no invite. So it was those parties that everybody wanted to be at. Y'all heard the same thing that I heard. When they raided his house, y'all saw the same thing I saw. They took computers, tapes. You think wasn't nothing on those tapes, y'all? You think they didn't log those tapes? Why did they, hold up. Yo, I just caught a jewel. They used the tape that Cassie sent them. That Cassie had. They used the tape that Cassie had that they showed to the jurors. Why do you think they didn't use the tape that they got from Diddy house? Because that would have them had to log that in. It would have been public record. And at one given time, when it's a public record out of this trial, you could go see it. You could go get those tapes, copies of those tapes, because it's public record. It would have been public record, bro. It's a dirty game out here, man. It's a real dirty game. They are protecting somebody. Why did Damian Wim, the first prosecutor, he trying to put it off on Trump? Oh, Mr. Trump is coming in office, so I'm gonna leave before he get here. Right after he did the Diddy, right after he did the Diddy raid, right after they got the tapes and everything, he retired. Great job. Probably got $1 million house and all that somewhere. Because he definitely quit and tried to put that shit off on Trump. Y'all saw what I saw. Y'all saw what we saw, the same shit. Y'all heard the same thing that I heard. They took over 256, cameras and who had that many cameras in their house? I don't give how big the mansion is.
After the trial verdict, Gandil claims that the feds have been rushing to cover up the entire situation. Next Voice hears the storm brewing. On one side, the alleged HIV report has Diddy facing court scrutiny. On the other, leaked tapes and viral audio are pulling Meek Mill and others into what's being called his empire of chaos. Industry insiders and fans alike are asking, did Diddy truly drag people as he claims, or are these long-hidden secrets finally emerging? According to Jaguar Wright, Diddy allegedly knew about an HIV diagnosis but never disclosed it, yet continued living his life without restraint. Wright also stated she personally knows at least 20 men living with HIV, and hinted she might reveal their identities in her upcoming show. She didn't stop there. She challenged the narrative about Diddy and Jay-Z, asserting their friendship went far beyond mere business.
Did you ever see Diddy around Jay-Z?
I mean, of course. At parties, at events. Everyone knows this. This ain't nothing new. Everyone knows this. That nigga went. He did exactly everything I said he was going to do. I said on Piers Morgan, I've been making that jump ever since. Don't nobody need to give me something high. All of these people he been robbing all of these years. And I know I'm responsible for him losing at least $125 million in the past 2 months. Yeah. Everybody want to give me credit for what I do.
Jaguar was right.
Yeah, they might say you're bringing down our black billionaires, Jack. You're bringing our black billionaires down.
How can I do that? I'm a liar, right? How could I do that? I'm crazy, right? How can I do that if I'm not right?
Come on.
See, I don't need to be right. I just need to witness the show was wrong. If I could get a 1,000 for every person that's called me a liar,
You seem like a you seem like a keeper of information.
Nobody's thinking about the fact that a compromised national network like the National Broadcasting Company allowed a bullying job happen to a 37-year-old traumatized autistic woman with no comfort there, with no one there to shield her, to give her peace. Anyone who knows autistic people, they crumble in social settings and will do anything and say anything just to get you to stop pressuring. NBC should be sanctioned for that.
Right.
They
What do you thought?
basically.
Yeah. What do you thought of NBC putting her out? Like, just even interviewing her
I
behind.
think they're just as grubby for what they done to R. Kelly and then give Jay-Z a plus bull interview. Why give him?
Where's Gail?
Why did Gary got no interview for him? That's like his friend.
Right.
What, she's trying to keep the brain away from Oprah? What, she passed out one again? I don't know.
The singer went further, calling out Diddy's overall...
HR Wright went even further, portraying Diddy not merely as a legal issue but as a long-standing negative influence on the music industry. She alleged he's been a harmful force for 30 years and accused figures like Clive Davis and Lucian Grange of protecting him, allowing his power and influence to expand without limits. In her words, this oppressive system has harmed our culture and society for far too long. It's time to stop enabling people like Diddy, calling for deep, systemic change within the music business.
Jaguar Wright told us that Diddy learned everything from Clive Davis. Jaguar Wright has explained how much of a monster Clive Davis is, and she constantly says that Diddy learned everything from him. Jaguar Wright claimed that Clive Davis had something to do with Whitney Houston's unaliving because she was getting ready to leave Clive Davis's record label because she realized she was missing a whole bunch of money. And a lot of people thought it was terrible when Clive Davis continued to party even though Whitney Houston had just died in the same hotel. And then to add that with even more mystery, it was super weird when Whitney Houston gave this note to Brandy the night before she passed away. And honestly, I want to know what that note says more than anything honestly in the world. And then after Whitney Houston passed away, Bobby Brown's sister started saying that Whitney's death was no accident and saying that Bobby Christina was not safe.
Whitney Houston's body told anybody upon looking at it that it was foul play. Okay, don't get it twisted. No. Whitney Houston, I counted at least 10 gashes in her chest alone. She had marks up and down her legs. Her fingernails were chipped. Her face was busted out. It was blown up. Yes. As if somebody was punching her in the face. Whitney Houston fought for her life.
Jaguar Wright claimed that this happened to Whitney Houston because she was trying to leave Clive Davis, and then she said the same thing happened to Bobby Christina because Bobby Christina inherited Whitney Houston's estate. And Jaguar Wright claimed that Bobby Christina's boyfriend had a meeting with Clive Davis, and this is how Clive Davis basically set it up to make the same thing happen to Bobby Christina.
HR Wright and other sources claim that Diddy's personal history may have shaped his behavior, suggesting that one of his parents might have been a federal informant. They argue this could have influenced his understanding of power, secrecy, and control from a young age, potentially affecting both his personal decisions and the way he operated within the music industry.
See, when they interviewed Dapper Dan about Diddy,
I didn't see that one. Please.
they ran into Dapper Dan in Harlem and they asked him what he thought about what was going on with Diddy and if he knew Diddy. And I go, well, he said, I grew up with this parent. He said, and what's going on with him has been going on long before him. Now his father was a government snitch.
and a bad actor in the criminal world altogether. There's whispers in the streets of Harlem that Diddy's mother isn't alive. Not his biological mother, but that woman is his aunt.
Whoa.
There are whispers.
Wait a minute.
There are whispers.
February, hospital visits certainly drew attention. Officially, it was linked to an old knee injury from the 2003 NYC Marathon. With Diddy undergoing non-invasive tests and an MRI, the Bureau of Prisons kept details under wraps, citing safety and confidentiality. However, insiders hinted that the timing and secrecies especially moving him at night were intended to avoid media attention and keep fellow inmates in the dark. Speculation arose that the visit might have had another purpose, with some interpreting his courtroom behavior and the medical trip as part of a strategy to elicit sympathy rather than solely addressing health concerns.